Bentornati, welcome back everyone, and thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching from across Canada. Thank you for tuning into our show as we celebrate 55 years of Chin Radio and TV International. It's great to have you with us. Well, we are coming to you live from our studios, but we're going to be talking about some great adventures for you. It's a great time to discover Ontario, exploring new places, having new memories, making new memories with your family, and a lot of new things to experience. So if you're working on your to-visit list, make sure you keep a spot open for Oxford County. To give us more details as to why, please welcome Meredith Maywood from the Oxford County Tourism Board. Thanks for joining us, Meredith.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, Andrea.
Well, this is very exciting because, a lot of times, I remember, early in my dating years, we'd grab a map, we'd open it up and say, okay, we're just going to drive and we're going to see where it takes us. And we discovered some wonderful places. Oxford County is one of those places that we've been able to see and experience, and we want you to give us some details on what makes it so special.
Yeah, well, there is a Mondo World of Cheese, if I'm just going to put that little plug in, in Oxford County.
Thank you.
I heard it's the theme for the day.
It is.
But yeah, so basically Oxford County is a rural municipality. So it's actually made up of 7 municipalities, 3 urban, so Woodstock, Tillsonburg, Ingersoll, and then 4 rural ones. So it's this beautiful mix that's perfect for, like you said, touring. People can come out with their car and you can visit a variety of stops in a day. There's never a dull moment as you go from community into village into dusty road to rural stop. There's plenty of things to check out and a really hot culinary scene here.
Can you give us a little bit of insight into, a little bit of history into Oxford County?
Yeah, so Oxford County is located where Highway 1 and 403 meet. So that actually intersects the county into a north and a south end. We're a primarily rural area with incredibly rich farmland, and it's some of the richest farmland in Ontario. So with that, we have a lot of food production in the area. So beautiful, cash crops being grown allows you to feed excellent feed to cows. And that led to this area becoming a hotbed for cheese and dairy back over 100 years ago when there were over 90 cheese factories here. That's still going strong with Oxford County being the dairy capital of Canada is a common term for us. We produce over 1 billion glasses of milk a year. We're home to 7 cheese companies, 2 ice cream manufacturers. And with that, we have a lot of people celebrating cheese and dairy in the area, but then a whole bunch of other products being produced that are artisanal as well, from cheese to chocolate to, specialty preserves. We've got so much to put on your table here.
Well, it really sounds like the perfect place to visit. Now let's talk about a few different components. So let's talk about family first. This is definitely a place for families to come out and visit?
Absolutely. We have a lot going on. And what's great here is you can do like a multi-generational family trip is quite popular. When we have special event days, we would see families coming out and they just make a fun day of it or an overnight weekend. And with that, you could be staying in a hotel with a slide on site. You could be renting a cabin or renting a farm property with multiple units in it to accommodate the whole group. You can go out and you can do unique experiences. So when you come here, we really want you to get to know us and meet the people. So you can go out and you could do like a VIP campfire where they're stoking your fire for you, bringing food to the side for you. You can go in and pick your own flowers or your own vegetables at a flower farm. Learn how to churn butter like the pioneers did over 100 years ago. So there's lots of things that you can do that are hands-on and fun and immersive for families.
One of the experiences that I think you and I were chatting about before was the woodworking. And then we're actually looking at part of the cheese trail. A stop could be, we're looking at a charcuterie board. Can you explain a little bit of that? And I think you actually have something yourself.
Yeah, I do actually. So basically, one of the partners on the cheese trail is Otter Creek Woodworks. And he actually was the culinary experience of the year at the Tourism Awards over a year ago. And with that, you go out with him and you go into the Carolinian Life Zone Forest and you learn about the forest and the types of trees that he's sustainably harvesting. And then you go in and you work with him and you design your own feasting board. So a feasting board, just to put it in perspective, I have mine right here. And this is my feasting board.
Beautiful.
And I made this.
Wow.
So yeah, and then so you learn and make your board alongside Dave Schoenberger, and he has a Hungarian heritage. So his family would often eat off of boards and eat a lot of charcuterie. So at the end of you making your board, you sit down to this large charcuterie meal together at a live edge table at the back of his farm property. It's a beautiful experience.
Lovely experience, lovely experience. Now, one of the things that really caught our attention was the cheese trail. Can you explain that to us? Because we know we have a lot of viewers, a lot of cheese lovers.
Well, you're talking to one.
There you go.
Yeah. So the cheese trail, it's not a physical trail, but what it is a curated list of stops or businesses that you can visit that celebrate Oxford County's cheese and dairy past and present. So you could be visiting the Cheese Museum and learning about the history of cheese in the area, to going down the road and visiting cheesemakers, which includes a brand new one, which is Red Dragon Dairy, which does all sheep milk cheeses that just opened south of Ingersoll. And then you could be going to a restaurant that's creating food with that cheese, and then visiting artisans such as a soap maker that takes goat's milk and makes soaps out of it. Wow. So there's a wide variety of activities you can do, and then we offer those authentic experiences along the way. So if you wanted to kind of get out in the field and harvest your own goods, if you wanted to have a chef's table dinner watching your chef prepare your meal, all of that's possible along the trail.
And how long has this cheese trail been happening in Oxford County?
So it launched in 2015 as the Cheese Trail, offering these unique activities along the way. It's won 2 culinary awards from the Culinary Tourism Alliance, provincial organization, and it's been growing ever since. Every year we have new cheesemakers coming to the area. This year we added Utterly Ridiculous Ice Cream, which is a gourmet goat's milk ice cream producer. And you can actually go out and you can spend time in the field with their goats and have a recess time. So there's like lots of unique things that you can do. It's not simply eating cheese, but I have to say that's the best part.
And I ask, leading up, obviously we're still, with dealing with COVID and all that. How has that been happening? What can we expect when we go on some of these trails?
Yeah, so the nice thing about going out and say doing the cheese trail or booking one of the unique experiences that we have on our site, like our coffee roasting lab at Early Bird Coffee, is everything has capacity limits. So if you're going into a shop or booking a unique experience, there are capacity limits at the site. And a lot of the experiences, you're doing them within your own bubble, so the people that you travel with. And we found, like said earlier on the show, people really want to have connection with family right now. So going out and doing these kind of unique, one-of-a-kind activities together has really been, it's been a bit of a savior for people to kind of get that connection they've been looking for.
Well, I have to tell you, Meredith, one of the things that I remember, being on the show and hearing our founder, Johnny Lombardi, talking about, he always talked about these marvelous places across Ontario and always pinpointing them and talking about them and highlighting them. It's wonderful that we had an opportunity to highlight Oxford County to our viewers and give them an opportunity to explore something that might be different for them. And we love this province and we love this country on our program. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Meredith.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
Same to you. Thanks so much. Again, that was Meredith Maywood from the Oxford County Tourism Board. A great place to explore right here in Ontario. Well, we're going to keep talking about Mondo today.